How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Cyderian Son with us tonight. They can say their names and what they do in the band.
My name is John. I play guitar.
James, I play the bass.
I sing.
And I'm Mike, and I play the drums.
Awesome, guys. So the first question, I'm sure you get asked this a lot, is how did you start out the band? How did you guys all come together and form Cyderian Son?
You want to take that, Conti?
I guess, yeah. I think initially the band was Isis and Ice, and it was Keenan and James had started it in like 20 something in the early not the early thousands, but like 2010-ish.
At some point in time.
What?
I said some point in time.
At some point in time, yeah. Time to flex. Shout out my man Russ Cole. But Keenan and James were in a band called Isis and Isles, and Keenan and Mike were in a band called Verbatim, and I was also in a band on the Staten Island scene, and I had been friends with Mike for a real long time, and we jammed together.
Marching band.
Yeah, marching band, Jesus Christ. So we all became friends on the scene, and because I was friends with Mike, I got to hang out with Keenan, and because I was hanging out with Keenan, I hung out with James, and after a few member changes, and we decided that, being named Isis and Isles didn't sound so great, so we came up with Cyderian Son, and I think 2015 was when that happened officially.
Obviously, things are going smooth as it can go right now, and that's very cool. I'm curious where you got the name from, because I feel like it's a little cheesy to ask bands their names, because I don't know, I feel like if I was in a band I wouldn't want somebody, yeah, whatever you want it to be, man. But I'm curious where you guys have gotten that name from, because I think it's real cool, so I was trying to rack my brain and just be like, is it like a movie series? If I was just trying to kind of guess on what it was, so I'm curious to hear it from the source itself.
Well,
yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I think actually originally, because we were just kind of brainstorming new names, and I think originally actually Mike he just stumbled upon this word sidereal, which means ever pertaining to the sun. So we just kind of liked the metaphor in that, the poetry in that. So we were just all right, so we're the son of the stars type thing. And all of us, not we're special, like humanity, we're all the son of the stars. They give us life on earth.
Yeah,
and
once for that name.
Say that again.
Someone told us we were arrogant once for having that name.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because I feel like it's easy to misperceive that we're saying we're the son of the stars, not you guys. You're the listener. It's we mean. I mean, I feel like music, art, all art really, it's encompassing, and it has to connect to the people. At the end of the day, for it to really have any levity. So it's I kind of feel like that for us that was intuitive. That's what it meant. But after someone responds like that, it's all right, let's make sure people know it's inclusive.
Yeah, I don't know how someone would draw that kind of conclusion, but I mean, hey, whatever. People find grievances in the strangest of things, so I feel like, at least for me, I was like, wow, this is really cool, and hopefully people won't berate you about your name, and they'll actually go maybe check this part out and be like, wow, somebody was a dickhead and said that you guys are the best musicians to walk the face of the earth or something, so I mean, you guys are great. I want to discount it because we're still early on, but I feel like the initial jump to just be you guys are just arrogant assholes because you guys play music and you think you're just top shit, huh? I don't know. So
I think
hopefully not.
Yeah. I mean, not to obviously anyone's gonna say that they're not like that, but I really do believe that none of us are like that. I think the guy who has said that, honestly, and this isn't a slight to him, but he might have had a little bit of that energy.
Sure, yeah.
So like that may be why he perceived it like oh like he maybe saw us in him. You know, he was actually trying to scout us at the time. So
who knows? Well, it's
Yeah.
his loss for sure. I don't feel like you guys are assholes, so we'll move on past that. Just in case anybody just stops in and is like, man, like they're just talking about how like not asshole they are. So you know we're gonna move it on, which is great. Yeah, these guys talk about themselves all the time. No, I feel like that's kind of partial the course for like doing interviews. Like, for, you know, like I feel like you gotta be like prideful about your like music, like not in like an obvious arrogant way, but like you know because you like your music, you create it. Like people should have some sort of like standard to be like, oh yeah, like you should care about. Like I care about my channel enough to like have this conversation about some asshole that said you guys were arrogant. So I mean like that's my vibe, you know, and so like I hold myself to, and I know this is gonna be good content. So that's you know that's what it comes down to. It's like you can measure yourself realistically. You're not gonna be able to measure someone else's like viewpoints on your band or you specifically.
Yeah, and we definitely take it serious. Like the content reflects you, you know.
100%. But the next question, guys, who are you influenced by? Who kind of got you started out making music and starting to like write music? And then I guess who influences you more currently and Cyderian Son as a whole?
Man, there's a lot.
Yeah. Like for I guess starting out, like me personally, as a band, we all had like common interests, but like me personally,
Sure.
I came from like a super classic rock boomer dad background.
I feel that. That's yeah.
You can't tell by all the framed Beatles album for no reason. And then like mid-thousands, like I heard Fall of Troy, and I was like, wow, that's super sick. And I like Thomas Eric's guitar playing was the thing that like made me. I felt like he was doing things that like the guys I was listening to from back then, but just with a modern like a reinterpretation in modern.
Sure.
Sense.
Yeah.
And from that got into bands like Coheed. I would say like Coheed between the four of us is probably the thing that made us initially these four people here. Us were a Coheed cover band. Like that was the first.
Oh wow.
With our instruments. And
very
the
cool.
Only time we played as the Coheed cover band, but like pretty much that's what we started with. Yeah, if you guys want to.
I think a big influence. Oh, sorry. I think a big influence, probably when we started college. So that's like, I don't know, 10 years ago at this point. But the Contortionists, big Contortionist fans, especially when they dropped Language. I think that was, I don't know, for me personally, that was probably one of the biggest influences as a drummer. It was kind of what got me into like Ghost Notes and a lot of like Odd Times and not really, you know, worrying about, you know, playing four on the floor with everything else being four on the floor, kind of like this Contortionist. That's what they kind of do. So I would say Contortion is definitely like a big influencer for like the progressive elements of the music.
Sugar Daddies too.
Sugar Daddies.
The Sugar Daddies. Like whenever you want to be heavy, it's like, all right, well, would my sugar do this?
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, you know, we listened to a lot of stuff. Like there was one of the songs working titles on the EP we just put out, Necropolis. Like one of the working titles was Sade because we were trying to write like an R&B groovy type of thing that she would do. So like, you know, we're not purists when it comes to influence. We'll steal from wherever we want to steal from.
That certainly could not be taken out of context on the internet, you know. I just wanted to put that out there, you know.
Don't quote me as having said what I said.
There you go. You got, you know, knowledge. But what about the rest of you guys?
Doesn't matter.
Big influence for me, initially, it was Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Cliff Burton from Metallica.
Oh.
Rest in peace. And then I heard Geddy Lee from Rush, and I was like, oh shit. And then from there, I heard like John Paul Jones and Roger Waters, and then I heard Code and Cambria, and then I was like, word. and then Contortionist. And here we are. The rest is history.
Yeah. I feel like you guys covered it. I mean, there's obviously like a ton of influences that we all have, but like, I feel like those are our main. Like, Coheed and Cambria definitely was like a huge one for me. Even just like getting into rock music at all, like Coheed was the guys for me. Not that I never disliked it. I just wasn't as passionate before I got into Coheed. And then obviously like Contortionist like took that to a whole new level. I feel like so, like as it should be, right? Like music progresses. So yeah, I mean, there's obviously a bunch of guys like, there's the classics like you said, Sade, Anita Baker, Luther Vandross. But those are kind of like givens almost.
Okay.
Yeah, Givens in progressive metal. Luther Vandross.
Yeah, you're right. What I mean by that is it's like everyone kind of hears those, and like I feel like most musicians are gonna appreciate those sounds, like whether or not they do that type of music. But you're absolutely right. It's not necessarily given.
I wouldn't have necessarily associated those two things together, but now I will, so I won't look like an idiot next time someone's like, yo, so like you heard about Sade and like this Coheed and Cambria like mixed band? Yeah, I've definitely, listen, how could you not listen to Sade and also listen to Coheed and Cambria? That's just, they're one of this. I don't even know how they're not the same thing at this point, But I feel like with you guys, because I checked out some of the stuff, I feel like I wouldn't be a good interviewer if I didn't at least do my homework a little bit. And I checked out a couple of tracks off like the new record, and I just had it on like Spotify like radio, and I was just listening through to it, and I was like, man, especially their vocalists, I was like, if they're not inspired by like art, like have that like R&B like sort of vibe to their singing, like I would be like, are you like smoking crack or something? Because I would be very surprised. I would be honestly shook if like you're like, oh, and it wasn't inspired by like R&B in any way, because it does have that R&B feel to it. But
yeah, I feel you. I think it's funny because like when I was listening to Coheed, like I heard a lot of R&B in his vocal style. Like it doesn't come off like that, I feel like, because he just literally sounds different. But like I feel like there's heavy like R&B influence in his vocal style, and like definitely I brought that into mind because I grew up with that. Like, my dad was playing that as I was a baby. He's rocking me to sleep with like Stevie Wonder. It's like that's just the way it was in the house.
Yeah, like I feel like you were saying earlier, it's kind of like a combination of like the things that I like about Coheed, the things I like about like the Contortionist, with like if like an R&B vocalist was like fronting the band with still kind of like a rock, like a progressive rock feel to it, or progressive metal feel to it. And I don't know, like I feel like, and that's not because obviously I have you guys on, but I feel like it translates super well. And I know we joke about like, oh, we just joked about like how like, oh, R&B, like Sade and Coheed, like they must be the same band. But like the way that it kind of like fits together, and the way that you guys kind of conduct like a melody and like structure, and the way that you write, like is pretty impressive. To kind of like, I don't want to say combat because I feel like that's not the right word, but like the way that you guys kind of like gather everything together and really kind of make something that I feel like I haven't personally listened to in a long time. It's cool to see like the different flavors of what you guys have going. And I'll definitely go back and listen to the rest of the EP for sure, because I'm curious if there's some like outlier tracks. I'm just waiting for like just a full like R&B like Boys to Men like track, at the end. That's what I was hoping for. If
you'll get that on the first album.
I feel like, okay, so I'll have to go back to the first record then. But I feel like you guys kind of carry both torches, if that makes sense. And so like I'm excited to see, obviously where the future heads and stuff like that. Which kind of tails into my next question. For people who haven't checked out Cyderian Son and they were like, wow, they like said something that I've never listened to personally and I want to check them out more. What, either could be a new song off like the new EP or an older track. What song would you recommend to like new listeners to check out that kind of best represents or best reflects your music?
That's a good question.
Oh, thank you.
That is a good question. That is a good question.
I mean, that's damn. I mean, I'm gonna pick what I feel like is the most, I guess, versatile track in that, like, to me.
Okay.
And that it has like progressive, but it also has that pop, and like it's something that like people would vibe with. I feel like, and it's either gonna be Mohenjo-Daro.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Or
Delamore.
well, yeah. I mean, see, that's more specific. I almost feel like because that one's.
You could be like, damn, this shit is weak, bro. Like,
Yeah, 100%. Like, why are they playing this '80s shit right now? Like some people will be like, you know, like, this is trash. Like, this is mad old, and like, I don't want to listen to this. And some people will be like, I appreciate retro. What'd you say?
who even does Woes anymore?
Yeah. Like, my man really pulled out the '80s woes. Wow.
Yeah.
And I get it, but it's like, I love what was that band I was just gonna say? Oh no, forgot the name. God damn, it slips away from me. But like, that's like, I was thinking of that
Tears
band
for Fears?
when I was like doing it. No, not Tears for Fears. I mean, them too. Yeah, them too, actually, because they're definitely wearing my. I love Tears for Fears. I love Tears.
Yeah. Songs from the Big Chair was in heavy rotation while we were recording.
That would make sense. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I would say Mohenjo-Daro too. It's got the catchy hook. It's got it's got the shifting polyrhythms on top of each other in like the verses, and then it's got the breakdown in the middle. You know, it's basically if you wanted a snapshot of everything we did in 4 minutes and 25 seconds, that's it. You'll know if you like it or if you don't. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree.
Anyone else?
I'd say either Mohenjo or maybe Mayans, although I don't know, Mayans is kind of a contrast, but one of those two, probably Mohenjo over Mayans though.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I think Mohenjo as well. I love Delamore. Like, I just love that 80s feel, but that's probably just because I'm a boomer.
Oh my.
I mean, Delamore is my favorite.
What is that, Canada Drive, Mike?
That is, yeah.
Hey, buddy.
It's actually Slam It a Y.
Oh man.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, no, I love the diversity. I feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't even know where to begin, because I feel like I'm like a newbie to your band. So like, I feel like if we came back to this in a couple months, I might have a formulated opinion. But I'll leave. Yeah, listen. Feel free to come back. I mean, feel free to come back.
Show up, be like, hey.
You're gonna knock on my apartment door, and you're gonna find out. You're gonna like dox me. You're gonna find out where I live. You're gonna find out where I work. You're gonna show up in my like. You're like, oh, you're taking your lunch at this time? Okay, great. I'm gonna like hound you on what we just drove all the way. They're like, we're gonna drive all the way out here. We're gonna hound you every single day until you tell us what our favorite song. What's your favorite of our songs? And then we'll leave you alone. And then I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I can't do it.
That's a street team, right? That's what everybody says you need. Like,
that's true.
Street team, like from back in the day, except it's us.
Exactly.
There we go. Well, consider the source. So I'm very, very excited to be hounded by Cyderian Son. You guys can, find documentation of this right now on the internet, first of all, and then they're probably right at my doorstep right now, actually, as this interview goes up. So, yeah. So very cool. Stoked. If you want Cyderian Son to show up at your house, no. If you want to check out any of their stuff, I'll leave links to their favorites in the description. Go check them out. go give them some love. But you should go check out the new EP because that that came out pretty recently, so you want to listen to that. But next question, guys. Who have you been jamming recently? What's on your Spotify? What have you guys been listening to on a day-to-day?
Ooh. I just discovered Loath like a month
Oh,
ago.
they're fantastic.
That shit slaps, like, super hard. I've also my girlfriend is like super into Sludge and like Doom.
Okay.
Which is a very nice departure from prog because it's like 3 notes over the course of 25 minutes. So
that's pretty
Bell
accurate.
Witch, like Bell Witch will play 3 notes for a half hour, and that's nice sometimes. So like bands like Conan, like mostly Conan and Bell Witch. The other ones I feel like like Bong Ripper. It's like, all right, you guys smoke a lot of weed and tune really low. I get it, but there's some really cool shit going on in that scene.
I'd say recently for me, it's been a lot of clowncore. A lot of clowncore.
Oh man,
I love clowncore, and I guess it's Lewis Cole in general. I've been listening to recently as well because I didn't know that originally that was who that is, and I mean I've been just listening to like Computers on repeat because that sax solo is just amazing. And also Meridian off by I'm forgetting the band's name now.
Helix Nebula.
Helix Nebula.
Yeah,
I've been
nice.
listening to that on repeat recently. Yeah, I put it on randomly, and I was like, I forgot how much I love this album.
It still slaps.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
They didn't put anything else out, right?
I think they're also the backing bands for both Pliny and I think Aaron Marshall as well.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. Good for them.
Yeah, they also I think produced it, right?
Yeah, I think you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out, big shout out, yo. Actually, what's funny? They were the first ones who I ever heard. I mean, it's gonna sound wild actually because you have no context, but they're actually the first ones I ever heard of Laguna from.
Oh, nice.
Which is,
yeah.
Something that we're messing with on the next album.
Yeah. Very cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Big shouts to Helix Nebula. Oh yeah. I didn't say. It's funny. So I haven't really been jamming that much new stuff, except like the Valheim soundtrack.
Oh, interesting.
Played,
yeah.
Valheim, because that's yeah. I don't have a life right now. So.
At least you admit to it. I feel like that's the first step,
Oh, I own it. I'm gonna own it 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, just like building houses in Valheim, and just like listening to those good ass tunes. Sorry if I can't say that word.
You can curse. I make $0 from YouTube, so
Okay. But also, what was I gonna say? Oh, I was jamming Loathe as well. It's funny because like I was actually kind of keeping them a secret, but like unintentionally, like because I heard them and I was like, oh, this is dope, and I downloaded it. And then like after a couple months later, Conti heard them, and he was like, yo, you guys hear Loathe? They're dope. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been listening to them. I told you I was listening to them, but like I didn't like make a thing of it. So I guess like it just kind of went through the cracks a little bit. Because usually like I guess I would make like a bigger thing of it, but I was like, oh, you guys should listen to Loathe. Like that was it. So I've been jamming that and Live at Birdland, John Coltrane.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I've been listening to. I heard the newer This Town Needs Guns recently.
Ooh,
pretty dope.
Yeah.
There's a new one.
Yeah, they came up with some more stuff after 13.0000.
Coconut Crab.
Yeah. I heard that.
Yeah. It's a good album.
Yeah, I listened to that recently. I heard this like indie artist called Sharon Van Etten. She released something recently. It's kind of like indie and atmospheric. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
Listening to some Horace Silver, jazz
nice.
pianist.
Yeah.
Got some very interesting tunes. Trying to think what else.
You should send me some of
One
that,
among
James.
us qualified to play music.
What?
James is the only one among us qualified to play music.
Yeah, 100%. You should send me some of that, James.
Yeah, I'll send you it.
There we go. Well, guys, you can check out all of these recommendations. You already know my love for Loathe already, so I don't feel like I need to, talk about it in this interview, but you can literally see me just gush about the new record last year, because it is still one of my favorite records that I still keep on repeat. So go check out Loathe. But the next question, guys, a fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
I already know what I'm missing.
I've actually, there's a couple that we've actually talked about, mostly that I've talked about, and everyone else has been like, sure, cool. Mother's Talk by Tears for Fears. There's this like UK mix, it's like the album version, not the US single version. Like the album version, just stupid fat and has this like crazy bass break at the end of it that would sound incredible on 8 strings. And Black Star by David Bowie.
Ooh, okay. Two good choices.
Super sick.
Yeah, he kind of took my answer because I don't know what he's talking about. Like, we're downplaying the Tears for Fears one. Like, we all were hype about that. Like, we just haven't done it. Like, we haven't put it together yet. But like, I love Tears for Fears. I love Tears for Fears. Anytime it's Tears for Fears time, I'm in there. But that definitely Mother Talk, and a throwback, just to give you a little bit more variance. Run Like Hell. It's an acoustic song by Cody Cambria that like a lot of people, I don't know if they ever even heard. Like serious Cody fans obviously know the song, but like a lot of people I think who just superficially know Cody don't even know that song, and like they only did it acoustically, I believe. So I like always, since I was a kid, I was like, yo, this song's so good. Like I wish there was an electric version. So maybe that.
I talked about the Pink Floyd song for a second, and I was like, why didn't you ever say this? But I remember now. Yeah, that song's fat.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I'd say Absolved by the Contortionist. I think that'd be a dope song to cover.
I would dig that.
Have we covered it before?
Yeah, we covered it many a time.
Yeah.
We've played it in practice. We've never like played it live.
James, you gotta go home.
What?
Put this man to sleep.
Man down. Man down.
Nice.
Hey, what are you drinking over there?
What you got in that jerk?
What you got in that black jar?
Some aqua, some H2.
I know you definitely have aqua too.
Actually, it's just H2. There's no O. It's just H2.
Oh, you should get a lighter. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Nice engineering joke, Mike.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, I just love the sweet taste of this H2.
Oh my God.
Mike, do you have an answer for us?
I guess I've always wanted to cover Woven Web by that or Ectogenesis off the newer record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to cover those, but I'd probably mess it up. Actually, no, I would really mess it up. So that's probably why.
Sing the bass drum parts.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. And then you could sing my snare drum parts, and then James could sing the cymbal parts, and I'll just stand there and it'll
just
actually
become
be
an
great.
acapella drum set and become TikTok famous. It's probably a way better strategy than being a band, honestly.
What is a band for? What is a band?
Got
You gotta
mouths.
help him play his drum set.
I make a boom boom sound.
That's true. I mean, like, you think
Way cheaper than an Axe Effects, bro.
that's accurate, very accurate. I would love to buy an Axe Effects, but boy, I
You
have
can have mine.
paint.
You can use it as a DI box right now for neural stuff.
Sick. I love Neural. I gotta get on that deal, guys. This will be out too late, but I'm not gonna talk about it. There was a deal on Neural DSP stuff, so anyway,
10% off, I bought 3. Yep.
very cool.
100%. Wait, it's over?
No, it's not over yet. I mean, it's gonna be over by the time this comes out, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, there's Neural DSP stuff on sale," and I'm gonna be like, "That happened like months ago, bud. I'm sorry, you were late to party like a few months ago." So obviously, it wouldn't make sense to talk about it now. But anyway, besides the point, they're gonna have more sales, so go check it out. Great stuff, Neural DSP. You know, go. I don't know if you play instruments, go do that sort of stuff. But if you have. If you have any suggestions for Cyderian Son, drop them in the comments. Who knows? They might not wind up doing a cover unless you ask, within reason. I don't know how far out there that they would go do a cover for, So within reason, all the way. Okay, pretty far out.
Yeah, we're pretty versatile. I mean, we're open to things. We're gonna Cyderian it though, if it's yeah. I mean,
yeah. Anyway, guys, next question, another fun one. Favorite food to eat? What's your go-to?
Food. I mean, it's I think we're all like foodies.
I feel yes. That's why I asked this. Just so I can know what's the best local eateries across the United States and abroad.
Oh, okay. You're asking for places or dishes?
I mean, sometimes sometimes people give me places, so I'm like, that's a plus one, in my mind, because then I'm like, I can go to this place physically, and that's great. But like, if it's like your mom's like lasagna, I mean, I'm not gonna show up at your house and be like, hey, person I don't know's mom, you make really good lasagna. Cool.
Hey,
can you give me one?
Lasagna for everybody.
That's true. I forgot. She's Italian. I forgot. Italians love that shit. I feel like we've definitely. Sorry to every Italian that is going to watch this video and completely take that shit out.
It's okay.
We're at
It's only politically racist because we're all Italian.
Ah, there we go.
Babada boopy?
I mean, we live on Staten Island, so we might be more Italian than actual Italians, so anything we do is okay by definition.
I live in Jersey, so I feel like that's about as adjacent to Italian, like Italians as it can be. So I feel you.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, it's a fugazi,
Food.
I'll go. Definitely, like, I mean, it's hard, but like, I'm gonna pick one for right now because I usually like juggle, and I'm gonna go with fried chicken, the classic.
Ooh.
Obviously, like, if you know how to make some good fried chicken at home, like, I'm with it always, no hezzy. But if we're talking like places, I've honestly had trouble like finding like good fried chicken or like chicken and waffles or something like on locally. But they recently opened up a spot called Sally's Southern, and their fried chicken is delicious. I definitely vouch for it. It's crispy, it's flavorful, it's not too salty, and they have a triple, peach honey sauce that they make, and you could like dip it if you want or like drizzle it on so you get like a little bit of that sticky crunchy chicken action.
I got you.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna go leave right now to go there. So
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead,
be back.
I expected that, so like definitely take your leave. We'll be here when you get back.
We can do this forever.
We could just meet up there, right? I feel like that's what we're going at.
Leave this open, and
If you want, man, it's on me.
Just come back.
It's a heart attack on a plate, but I mean,
it's the best.
Yes, the best kind.
So there's this place by me that does yeah, I'm gonna give like 2 or 3 places just as local businesses. And,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Now I want to give more. What the heck? All right, go ahead.
There's this place by me that is a Vietnamese Mexican fusion spot called Bon Migos.
Very cool.
Out of control. We end up there all the time.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, like super solid pho. Super solid banh mi's. And you can like order also soft tacos with the banh mi fillings. It's awesome, and bubble tea, and it's killer.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll save the other one for Mike because I think he knows what I was gonna say.
I don't. I was going with Bomigos.
Were you?
Wow, the
You weren't
opposite.
gonna say El Patron?
You weren't gonna
That
go with
was the next one. Actually, I was literally just thinking that. I was like, I guess it has to be El Patron. I wasn't gonna say I wasn't gonna say El Patron, but I will say El Patron because, yeah, they're amazing and they're open 24/7. So you know.
Yeah, it's just like the best Mexican.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
legit Mexican food.
Yeah.
Really good. But I was gonna say actually La Cruana, on Bay Street in Staten Island, and it's like a Sri Lankan that type of food, but they also do like this really nice buffet, which I actually don't know if I haven't been there in the years since the pandemic, but so I guess they're not doing a buffet. But oh man, just and it's like it's healthy, like you can eat it and it's like it's really tasty, but like not like fried or anything like that. So it's
Yeah, they're delicious. Definitely get behind that too.
we got James.
Yeah.
China Bell. China Bell is
Giving it up for the hood, James. Okay.
yeah.
Hey, James.
China Bell is good.
Restaurant in New York City. You gotta go.
It's not New York City.
Yes, it is. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, I forget. I always forget that Staten Island is somehow part of New York City, but
Oh man. Well, you guys gave me some good recommendations, and I'm probably gonna have to add it to my ever-growing list of places I need to visit to eat. So if I am like on my 600-pound life in a year, you know what happened. You boys not doing too hot, but listen, we're here.
We're not.
We're actually the cabal of serial killers who long-term kill people by overeating good food.
Listen. If there's any way to die, I feel like I would rather die by the hand of some good food. So, next question, guys. If you were to have a team of collaborations, like a guest feature and a guest producer you would want to work with, who'd be on that dream team?
Whoa.
Coming out with the bangers. I don't.
I mean, I could think of something if you wanna back pocket, like if you wanna work on something.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Like I got something off the top. Keenan actually just wrote this song that like he completely unintentionally didn't mean to, but parts of it sound like System of a Down. So
Ooh,
like,
okay.
my head Surge would be a sick person to have doing guest vocals on it. I'm sure we could just give him a call.
Yeah, definitely.
I got certain on standby. Yeah, that's my boy.
He's on speed dial.
Yeah.
As far as like producers, I don't really know, because the guy we just looked up who made Language, and then we worked with him to make Necropolis. So we already found like Jamie King, like that's the guy, So
I would have to agree with that. Like that was kind of a dream for us. It is a dream.
Yeah.
Already. So.
Yeah. So as far as maybe what is his name? Tua Madsen, the guy that did the newest Meshuggah record.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For me, just for guitar tones, because they set up like 16 amps and recorded them all at the same time, like psychos. But that's probably be it. Yeah, maybe Nolly. Nolly would be insane to work with. Yeah.
Yeah. True that. I mean, yeah, and at that extent, Helix Nebula would probably be pretty cool to work with too. At that point. But yeah, I'd have to agree. Like Jamie King was like the guy that was a dream that we never thought would happen, and it just immediately happened.
Yeah, like he's a super nice dude. That's it.
Yeah. And as far as like a vote or like a guest, like I guess like I would say I've always thought about like like at least in the past, there's been moments where I was like, oh, this would be sick if Claudio sang it, you know.
Ooh, yeah.
So definitely like Claudio because he's influenced me so greatly, you know. So that'd be amazing, and he's Claudio.
That's true. You're right. Facts.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I wouldn't really know any producers, but I mean, I would just love Matt Garska to just play the drums on a track just to, you know, humiliate me, basically.
There's places on the internet for that type of stuff, Mike.
It's not the same. You know it's not the same.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't really know any other producers by name like that, but as like musicians, the two that come to my head are like Pliny or like Mike Lessard.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, those would be dope too.
I'm feeling those. I like that. If you guys would like to see any of these collaborations, what you have to do is you have to go to Twitter, and then you have to @ Cyderian Son, and then you have to @ whoever, insert name here, and then you have to say collab ? And then that's how it works. I think that's usually how I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm an outsider of the music industry, but I imagine that's how collaborations happen.
That's like a binding contract.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know the logistics.
I'm not a lawyer, but I did watch Law and Order for a long time, so like basically.
Yeah.
Dun,
like,
dun, 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 dun.
I just have like a printed out contract on like right here. See, because we can do it.
Yeah, it's on the green screen.
It's on. Yeah, it's actually just on my wall. This is actually just a green wall. No, guys, if you want to see that happen, you know what you gotta do. You gotta go to Twitter. You gotta tag Cyderian Son, and you gotta tag the band you would love to see them collaborate with the most. And who knows, maybe it might happen. You know, you gotta manifest that sort of shit. So if you want to make it happen, let them know. And
Cyderian Son 2022.
Listen, I would be about it. I feel like that would be probably one of the strangest collabs I've ever heard in my entire life, because
100%.
I would have never guessed like three Japanese women and like a soul singer pretty much in one room together under like a progressive metal act. Like, you know, you couldn't, like, you could put that shit in a jar and I still would have been like, you know what? Yeah, that's something that I definitely thought would be a possibility. So go check that out. I don't know, the baby metal thing, I feel like I could get behind just because I love both of these bands. So make it happen. I don't know if it should happen, but you know, we're out here. So
First baby metal confirmed.
Next question, guys. If there was another musical instrument you could master, what would it be?
The drums.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna we should just swap, James, because I always bass, electric bass, and saxophone.
Very cool.
All right, yeah, Mike, we could do that. Then we can cover Metallica. Like, it would be very. Yes, I'm very positive I can play all of Lars Ulrich's parts, except for the fast double bass. That's the only thing I wouldn't be able to do.
It's alright, James. You don't have to.
He can't either, so that's.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say it. Here we are.
Yeah, wait, Lars will sue us, dude. Be careful.
Oh, he'll probably sue me, which is totally fine. It's a very obscure YouTube channel on.
Hey, you know, all publicity is good
All
publicity.
PR is good PR, 100%.
He's always
So,
looking.
That will be the clickbait title of the century here.
Lars Ulrich sued me.
Also, interview with Cyderian Son. No,
Probably for me it'd be piano, just because of how like versatile it is. You can just like visualize every part happening like
Yeah.
in front of you. So like it just makes the most sense. But like for style points, I would probably have to say something like oboe, something that like a very small amount of people play.
Theremin?
Yeah, theremin would be fat too. Yeah, something that's too niche to actually be useful in any way whatsoever.
So like a hipster instrument is what you're saying.
I mean,
I mean, I'm not gonna try to like put you in a hole here, but like,
but I'm gonna dig it.
I'm just gonna dig it though. So
I would agree with that though too. I mean, I don't feel like I've even close to mastered vocals anyway. But like, if there was something else like I was interested in learning and trying to master, it would probably be piano, just because it's for the same reason. Like that's why I started learning it to begin with. Like it's just so useful in songwriting.
yeah, I could imagine it makes probably like singing a little bit easier and like makes everything a little bit easier. I feel like kind of an idiot because I took like piano lessons when I was a kid, and I just was like, who wants to play piano? What am I, like some other Asian guy that's gonna play piano? How many of those guys play piano? All of them. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it. So then I moved to guitar, which is the same thing. So I can't win. I'm just shit out of luck. So shouts to me. Anyway, guys.
I feel you. I feel like everyone's like that when they learn too, especially with piano, because it's just not like a glamour instrument, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredibly useful, but it's just like, everyone wants to play guitar, I guess.
I mean, I feel like I could straddle the in between, which would be like a keytar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty badass.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the niche right there.
You just answered your own question in the best way possible. You didn't even need us here. Guitar is the answer. Period.
There we go. I'm gonna be learning.
You would master instead of yours. The answer is guitar.
Well, I'm gonna be next interview, guys. I'm gonna be shredding a guitar solo to bring us into the show.
You're collabing, right? You're collabing with us.
Yes, I'm gonna do just a guitar solo on your next release. So, guys, be on the lookout for that. Very exciting. First, I have to get a guitar, so that is the ultimate thing first. But next question, guys. My personal favorite. I'm a nerd, so I love asking it. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
A Rocket League car.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that is the most boomer answer you could have given, but also the fact that like a boomer would know what Rocket League is quite an accomplishment as it is. So I feel like I need to revoke your boomer status, honestly.
Yes.
You're only like semi-boomer,
Yeah, I'll be like medium boomer.
Medium boomer, yeah.
That is... See, because like all the video games that I love, horrible things happen to the main character. Horrible things.
I think you're thinking a little too literally,
Probably... Shit. Damn.
I mean, for me, it's I like right off the top of my head. There's a couple that I love, but I'm gonna go with one of my favorites, which is Devil May Cry, and I'd probably be Dante.
Great choice. Love it.
He's Dante, yeah.
I got one. Wolfenstein, BJ Blazkowicz, because killing Nazis.
Yeah, we can get behind that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a tough one. I guess I'd be... Joel Miller from The Last of Us.
Ooh, yeah.
That's good.
Except I probably wouldn't Oh wait, you know what? I don't want to spoil the game.
Good catch.
Yeah, good catch.
I saw him on the precipice of saying it, and I was like, I'll just put like a spoiler alert section here if you want to be spoiled.
It wasn't even the second one. It wasn't the first one, but still.
I got you. I feel like every time I'm like, don't say it, but then I'm like, whatever. If people haven't played the game, then like, I'll just put like, hey, there's a spoiler alert here. If you haven't played the game, then you should play it first, and then you won't be spoiled. Obviously.
Yeah, it's like the Sixth Sense.
Exactly.
It's been a while.
Well, love your guys'.
The Sixth Sense. It's been a while.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 6.
Well,
because Chris Redfield is whack as fuck.
I thought about
and 5.
I don't think I'd want to be there.
No, I agree. I'm kidding.
It's only human, It's like I'm already human.
That's actually very fair. Oh man, love your guys' answers. The Rocket League car got me though. I feel like that is like extra levels of I don't even know what the fuck, but I was like, why would you pick a Rocket League car? But whatever. That's your vibe. You do you. That's your lane. No pun intended. And that's that's okay.
See what you did there.
Anyway, guys, next question. If you were to compile a dream tour lineup, who would be on it? Make it more interesting. Each one of you pick a band, and again, without giving things away, but your band's on it, just in case you didn't know.
Exvius.
Ooh, okay.
So we're getting upstaged early. Who do you got, James?
Animals leaders.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is going great.
Yeah, we're like the pre-opener. We're like the second.
You're out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Don't say that. I feel like you guys would at least be like, middle of the pack here.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
That's big ups.
Yeah. I didn't hear the other two, so I feel like, at least middle of the roads, unless you gave me like the greatest musicians of all time,
Greta Van Fleet, man.
Oh.
Van Fleet.
Oh boy.
That's actually my answer.
Greta Van Fleet twice.
Could we have them?
Yo, that's that band that wrote the Immigrant Song, right?
Yeah. Led Zeppelin actually stole it from them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. As if something earlier wasn't controversial. This is certainly controversial.
Sorry. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Listen. I'll give you another.
Wait, so Greta Van Fleet wasn't your answer? Oh my god, I'm so surprised.
I mean, we could go.
What did it? No, I was just
No.
pick what you want. I'm just saying. I'm surprised you went with. If you had one choice to fill a slot, you picked Greta Van Fleet.
Twice.
Who wants to? Yeah, who would want to? Yeah.
Greta Van
If I wanted to hear a Led
2
Zeppelin
times in a row.
cover band, then I would have seen, another Led Zeppelin cover band.
He said it.
I said it. Listen, I'll never have him on the show. It's okay.
For moral reasons.
For moral reasons.
I'll go with Coheed.
Okay.
Fair. Not to keep it in the, in the family, but Pete in the family.
This is insane. This tour is nuts. I'm alright. I don't.
This tour is a lot of very different people, very close together in tight quarters for a very long time. It will not end well.
I don't know.
Probably pick up heroin.
I wasn't gonna go there in any stretch, but I'm glad that you went there. So, I mean, or maybe not. I don't know. That's a very divisive thing to say. So I'm sorry, James, for if you have made it this far. I am sorry.
I specifically went with the black tar instead of the regular. You know, gotta keep it classy. You know.
That's fair. Yeah. If you guys want to see this monumental tour along with a Led Zeppelin cover band, you could check insert year here. This is when this tour is going to happen. Who knows? But I'm not wrong because it could happen within this year frame. So
2040.
2040. You got it. I don't know.
We'll still have an Earth by then?
Tune in next.
Tune in next week. Next time on Dragon Balls. No, okay. So anyway, if you guys want to see this tour, make sure to again go on Twitter. You have to tag all of these bands that we listed below, including one of the best Led Zeppelin cover bands of all time, and you gotta let them know that you would love to see this tour happen anywhere. You heard me. Anywhere, anytime, any place. So only. So go check it out. Links in the bio. No, okay. If you want to see that happen, definitely let people know. The internet. I'm just gonna let you run with that. But next question, guys. Favorite TV show, favorite movie.
I mean, the best. Damn, many. I'm a cinephile, so.
This was a hard question. If any of the other ones before this is the hardest one.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I mean, I'm probably for TV show, like, just because, like, when I saw it, obviously, like, there's a couple that, like, I could put on that same level, like, in terms of when I saw it, the experience I had, but definitely, like, True Detective Season 1 was, like,
nice.
one of the best shows. It's definitely one of my favorite shows, like, tied for, like, the best. It's definitely, like, the best show, or tied for the best show I've ever seen. One of the best shows I've ever seen. It was just incredible. Not to say like it wasn't good after that, because a lot of people didn't love season 2. I actually love season 2, just not as much. And season 3 was also great. But yeah, like season 1 was just incredible. That combination, McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah,
it's flawless.
So good. And then for movie, there's so many. So like I'm just gonna go with again one of my faves, which is Watchmen.
Oh, that's a good one.
I thought that was incredible. There's nothing like it. Still is nothing like it. And that's not just obviously that's due to parts of the source material, but it's also due to some great acting and some great filmmaking. Shout out to Zack Snyder.
Damn.
I'm gonna have to go with Trailer Park Boys. I'm kind of glad you didn't take one.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I was like, nah, because then I have to say Always Sunny, and then it's like, nah, because then it's too much.
I actually haven't seen the recent Always Sunny, so that's probably why. But yeah, Always Sunny is actually really good too.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about Trailer Park Boys, just love that.
It's great.
And movie, I have no idea. You're gonna have to come back to me for that one. I have to think about it a little bit.
All right, so for me, I'd say I was gonna say True Detective Season 1 for shows, but
we all were.
Damn, I didn't know that. I mean, I could pick a different one so that we.
No.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, if this was like a couple of years ago, it would be Breaking Bad, but I feel like enough time has gotten by to where, and if Game of Thrones didn't turn to shit, then Game of Thrones would be up there too. But
Walking Dead, James?
Walking Dead sucks.
You guys are just throwing daggers out here.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Now, guys, like literally.
I will say I haven't helped either.
You know what? I'll say this show just because I watched it recently and it's amazing. Auntie Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun. Like it's only 6 episodes right now. it's an Australian sketch comedy. It's amazing. It's hysterical. And for movie, probably Midsummer, however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's like I've never seen anything like it, and I watched it twice, and it was just as unsettling watching it the second time than it was the initial watch. Just an incredible movie.
Good choices.
Eric
Yeah.
Andre show.
Oh, yes.
I'm surprised you didn't say Eric Andre. That's
It's like on it. Like there were just so many that I was gonna pick from that are like weighty and serious that I love that I can't.
Yeah.
Like
No, definitely.
Watchmen and Lovecraft Country are incredible shows.
Yeah.
But like I can't pick between them, so it's the Eric Andre show because he gets naked and screams at celebrities.
That's accurate, yeah.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
I had a feeling that was coming.
That actually should be like our tagline on Instagram.
I might have to go with The Shining.
Oh, okay.
That.
It's great.
Never ever disappoints, and every time there's something new.
Brick in your face.
I've seen it 3 times.
Yeah, damn, there's just too many.
Yeah, there's so many. That's a difficult one. I mean, we got out a bunch of honorable mentions though, so I feel good about it. Like we threw a bunch of stuff in the pot. Like I just feel like we covered a bunch. There's still a bunch we missed, but
Yeah, join our live Twitch stream just to hear us talk about movies. 4 more dudes talking about things that you didn't want.
Oh, I feel like if that is any reason to go check out their Twitch channel, it is now the most important reason to go check out their Twitch channel. So go do it.
We don't have a Twitch channel.
You don't? Oh my God, you should now. At this point,
now
you
we have to
should.
make one.
Now you have to make one. It's on the internet now. You know,
Yeah.
they're very vocal about certain things.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure this is a contract.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a legally binding contract. Actually, just every episode of Audio Addiction is a legally binding contract. So.
Facts.
I mean, I'll just talk about the differences between the Shining book and novel. There are so many. Like that'll be a video. There you go.
There you go, guys.
In the novel.
Did I say book and novel? I meant movie and novel.
We're just gonna skirt on by.
2 strikes. I got 2 strikes.
You better. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to check up on you after this interview is done. I'm gonna have to go up to Staten Island and go check up on you guys. And be like, are you guys okay?
So now we know you're on the south.
Yeah, you're right. Next question. Next question, guys. If you were trapped on a desert island for the next month and there was one record you could bring with you to listen to, what would it be?
Blade Runner soundtrack.
Ooh. Current Blade Runner or old school?
Original Evangelist.
Okay.
New
Vibes.
one is incredible too.
That new one was pretty incredible.
I was gonna say the new one's good too, yeah.
That's a good answer. That'll give you some peace too, I feel like.
Come home, make a fire, cook up the fish, listen to them, listen to that Tears in Rain business.
Oh,
I mean, I
yeah.
could just do that. Like, that's not traffic, man. I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Anyone else?
I'd probably listen to the Hereditary soundtrack, because I'm a masochist. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'd probably go with the very first Return to Forever album, just
Ooh.
because it's just Stanley Clarke, Chick Corea, Bill Connors, and blanking on who plays drums, but yeah. Return to Forever.
Fat vibes.
Dope.
Great choice.
For me, it's between Liminal on Exvius and clowncore van. The only reason I wouldn't choose van is because it's not long enough, right? Because like the amount of times it would be like 10 times per day instead of like 4 times per day, so it would just make me go insane faster, which maybe is the point of bringing clowncore along. So you might get me there quicker.
You might turn into a clown. I feel like that's the vibes.
Maybe the goal.
Being in a band in 2021, we're already clowns.
I mean, Mike, if you really want to go insane, do my initial suggestion and just bring the Hereditary soundtrack.
I know something about the clown horn. It's gonna, it's gonna like set me off, right?
Keenan?
Yeah, I mean the Hereditary one though. You definitely keep your mind. Listen to that.
Keenan, you have an answer for us?
Just to like mix it up, I guess I'll go with Haukua by Lux Natura. Just because it's I personally love to listen to that like while I'm camping. It's it's serene and it's beautiful. So
there we go. Some great choices, guys. The last thing, or the second to last thing, I've been asking a lot of bands this that I've been having on lately. People have made it this far in the interview. Well, thank you for watching, and thank you for enjoying your. Hopefully, you enjoyed your time watching this, because I sure.
I'll be watching it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for the 2 cents I'm going to be making from YouTube. I appreciate it. But what do you want people to take away from Cyderian Son, whether it be from like maybe a lyrical perspective, a musical perspective, or kind of a combination of those two things? Like, I always find that like when I have people on here that like aren't familiar with the music, I feel like a lot of this scene is pretty open to like music, and I think they're pretty receptive generally. What's kind of one of the last statement things you want to say to like anybody watching this that's like, man, I really want to go check them out, but I need that like final edge to kind of push me over to check your stuff out?
I mean, there's so much I can say to that. I'll keep it simple and say, what inspires us is things that move us. And the things that move us are usually, things that they offer something else, another perspective. And even if they have tidbits of things that we already know, but they bring it to another place. And I think that's what we strive to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a sound, and even lyrically, I feel like, I mean, it's slightly different, right? But like lyrically, a lot of the stuff we'll talk about is conscious, and it's connected to things that are going on, not necessarily with all of us at all times, but there's definitely something in there that is going on with you, and it's like we like to reflect on those things and kind of bring someone solace. Let them know that they're not the only ones feeling like that, and also like kind of like talk about things that people maybe are not comfortable talking about but need to be said,
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same. I feel like it's slightly different, but it's kind of that same thing with the music, just trying to like improve upon and get better. It's connected to that improvement in society, I guess.
Yeah, I would say musically we do the things that we hear that we like, and we combine it with the things that we want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Trying creating something that not necessarily doesn't already exist, because everything exists already, but it's sort of how you blend things together. And there are things we wish were happening in all music we listen to, even our favorite stuff. There's things we wish were happening that aren't happening. So if we can bring those two things together, that's sort of where our focus is. And like Keenan was saying, we art is, for some people, it's an escape, but I think artists at this point in history with the things that face us just have an obligation to sort of, make people face
themselves.
Yeah.
Nobody can. I don't think there's an ethical argument to be made that escapism is a choice that can be made right now, artistically.
At least the only choice, right? Like, even if it's an escape, it could offer you something more than just an escape.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I'm just gonna kind of piggyback on what Keenan was saying, like about reflection. I feel like a lot of the new EP is it's kind of about self-reflection too, especially like the first song. And I don't know, I think that's really important for individually, like as a musician growing, like realizing what's important to learn and realize that there's always more to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of goes with everything. You never really stop learning. And when you do, that's kind of a problem. And I think that's kind of where we're at now in the world, is we're kind of stagnant. So reflect that and realize that you're not learning, and try to take a step forward there.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I feel like with your guys' like music, like I said, I had an opportunity to like listen to the new EP, and I definitely kind of gotten that same like vision that you guys are, working at, and just like kind of a self-reflective, especially that first song, like that one definitely feels like, at least to me, I felt like a kinship to it, because I felt like last year I was kind of going through a moment of like self-reflection. I feel like a lot of people were, obviously,
right.
When you have a lot of time to think, it's sometimes thoughts can get the best of you. And I felt like kind of a stronger pull to the first song off the EP, just because it was kind of like what I was struggling with and going through in early 2020. And so I'm excited to go back to listen to all of it, but I already knew immediately that was something that I connected to. And the reason why I love having artists like you guys on is just a way for like for other people to kind of see how you guys are and how you interact. And obviously, like, we made a ton of jokes, and we probably said some unsavory things, if I'm gonna be honest, but like, it's all in good fun. But at the end of the day, like, it's a cool representation of like, the people that are making the music and stuff like that. And I think it offers like kind of a flip side of like that everybody kind of deals with things on their own and stuff like that. But like, I think it's really impressive that like just bands in general, choose to write stuff that they go through, and it's in a musical medium, and that people can kind of relate to, or have the same struggles and kind of learn from that. And so I feel like with your music collectively so far, like I feel like that's kind of like a common thread throughout like the new EP. And so I just feel like I wanted to tell you guys that, just in case. I don't know how many people tell you that on a daily basis, or have the opportunity like I am to do this video thing. So, I feel like, obviously you do music because you want to impact people. And I feel like, while I'm probably one of multiple people that have checked out your, band, I feel like it's cool to have like that lasting or staying effect to other people. And so, again, wanted to commend you guys for continue to do it, because I feel like a lot of bands now, like, it's tough to get. I don't want to say it's tough to get, but like, I feel like it's you expect a certain amount of like recognition or whatever, but I think it's like when you look back at your fans and like have somebody come up to you and be like, wow, this song meant a lot to me, I think it merely makes you kind of like everything that you felt that you were like shitty about doing this band, or like maybe felt off about. I think it kind of changes everything. I know that's like the same thing for me in doing this music thing, like, having other bands find out, about you guys. I think that's what at least makes me feel happy and kind of like relieved and kind of like, at peace in a certain aspect, that other people are finding out about like people that are putting a lot of heart and soul into their music,
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. That's what it's all about.
So,
thanks for having us.
Oh, no problem. This is the perfect segue into the next thing. Obviously we're at the end of the line. Tell people where they can find Cyderian Son. If you would like to plug the new EP, feel free to. And anything else you would like to talk about, chat, make new enemies of whoever.
Yeah, let's apologize first and foremost. I'll let you take the plugs, but let's just apologize to anyone we offended. It was definitely all jokes, and
it's all love.
Except you,
yeah.
man.
That's I feel like I'll get behind that one, honestly.
I don't apologize.
Yeah, that's the I feel like
it's funny. Like I don't mean anything by it, but I mean that I'm okay with. It was
all of us are okay with that, so that's all that matters.
It's not like we're making fun of people on our scene. Like that shit is beyond the pale. Like we're making fun of millionaires who will never know us. Like
yeah.
They'll live.
Yeah, I think they'll sleep fine.
What I'm thinking, I don't even want to say it again, but what I'm thinking of is actually more of a comment that was made, again in jest. But I think if you don't know us, it obviously might not come across right, and that obviously could be clips too. Like someone could just like cut the rest of it, So it's just like I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Like that definitely was not meant personally. And
context matters. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
These interviews will be up for forever, so the context will still be there. Don't worry about that unless I like get canceled or something, and then is what it is. I don't think I will, but
nah, it wasn't.
Never know. You never know.
It just gives it's like if you don't know us, it may give the wrong perception. It's like that's not us, and that we didn't mean it like that.
That's like well into like the 40-minute mark. So if somebody makes it that far, I'm very proud of you for staying the course. But
yeah.
Pluggables. We just shot a music video with Eric DiCarlo from Square Up Studios.
Eric, love that dude.
Dude is great. Dude is awesome.
Yep.
What's up, Eric?
Yeah, shout out. If you're a band, throw him money and he will make you look incredible. Don't know when this is coming out, don't know when that is coming out, but at some point they will both be out, and you can find them at facebook.com/Cyderian Son or on Instagram at Cyderian_Son. That's CYDERIAN_SON. We're also on Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music. I guess we should get Twitter and Twitch now because we don't have those.
We just don't use it.
In social media and being business. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was great. That was great. Go listen to Acropolis.
Yes, just come out with Necropolis. That's
woo.
That we made. We made it. So
yeah,
You sound very sure of that.
Did we make it? I don't even know if we made it, honestly.
Who knows?
Who knows? It's a fugazi.
You'll have
a bunch though on streaming services because I don't want your money. I want Spotify and Apple's money. So, there's that.
Anyway, go check out Cyderian Son. Want to give a shout out to James for setting this up at Carry the Fourth. Wonderful dude. I've been working with him for many years, so shout outs to James. You'll have to come on and tell me your end of the story pretty much. So feel free to come on, James. But go check out Cyderian Son.
Right here.
Oh man. Oh no. I should have been more specific. Anyway, go check out Cyderian Son. All of the links will be in the description where you can find out about their band, their music. Go check out their new EP. It's awesome. I'm excited to dive into it a little bit more. Maybe I'll dive in on it on a stream. Who knows? You'll find out. So go check that out. They are going to start a Twitch channel now because every YouTube video is a legally binding contract. So go follow them on Twitch because I imagine by this time the interview goes out, they may or may not have a Twitch channel. So who knows? So go check that out. Also, go check out that music video of whenever release date here comes out. So go check that out too. And if you enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. I feel like I ask for this all the time, but if you don't ask for it, you probably won't get it. So please support the channel. And if you want to make sure those collaborations happen, you have to hound them to get a Twitter first, and then you tag all those bands and, you know, say collab, please. So make sure it happens. And thanks, of course, to Cyderian Son for coming on tonight and chatting.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. This is awesome.